The President of South Africa, as well as the Minister of International Relations, Mr. Ronald Lamola, have decided to award their friend a tender of 64 million for the G20 summit. So we know that there is a budget that was allocated for the G20 summit. But from the information that I found, I was shocked that we are far from dealing with this tender system, the BEE, and the CADRE benefiting from the money that is supposed to be given to people who are actually deserving. Let us unpack what I found from my own investigation. There's a man known as Ndivabele Mbaravali, which is Mr. MC. He's known as an MC. He's been rubbing shoulders with a lot of politicians, especially the politicians of the ANC, and has received this tender of the G20 to provide, or it's sort of like a logistics tender where he has to provide infrastructure, he has to provide catering, just the organization part of the G20. We know that Ronald Lamola announced that there was a budget of 690 something thousand that was allocated for the G20 summit. But this man received a stake from the tender. I always ask myself, who are these people who are receiving these tenders? And I think you should be concerned, especially after we know that people like Hangwan Maumera did not just receive tenders because they deserved, but it's because they're affiliated with President Ramaphosa. And this is the same thing that is happening with Mr. MC. So Mr. MC is known as a DJ, he's known in the entertainment industry. And from what I've found is that he has a lot of role to play when it comes to gospel music. It seems like he's managing a lot of gospel artists. He's just that man that, you can say that he's a man of God.
You believe and I believe, and we together pray. If you believe and I believe, and we together pray, then Africa will be saved. Then Africa will be saved. The Holy Spirit. Gee, I like this. They are now going to do their music. And Africa will.
From what I've just played right now, just setting up the base for you to understand what is going on. So there was people who had their bids for them to apply for this tender of 64 million rands. And this man apparently won this tender. His company is known as MC Legacy Media, and is mostly concerned with organizing some events in South Africa and also being the MC. He's also been the MC of Mr. President Ramaphosa, not once, but more than twice. These pictures are the pictures that show different events of this man being an MC in the events of President Ramaphosa around the years 2018. Then just struck me because I was asking myself, is this a coincidence? Because this man is also seen rubbing shoulders with Fikile Mbalula, some cadres of the ANC, as you can see from these pictures. He's apparently a vendor person. I don't know if he's been hired as an MC in Mr. Ramaphosa's circle because he's just a vendor man, or there's something more than that. He is a celebrity or a known person because he was even featured in Top Billings.
Be on #Top Billing this Saturday evening as presenters search on 3's top 8 finalists, present the show, and you decide how this new generation handle the heat.
I'm in the warm province of Limpopo in Venda, here to catch up with program director and radio presenter Mr. MC and his beautiful wife-to-be Mash. It's a day before their wedding, and I want to find out exactly where this fairy tale started.
Palapala FM's Ndivabele Mbaravali feels the love on Top Billing this Saturday evening at 6.
So to those who don't know what is Top Billings, it was a show in South Africa that will just talk about celebrities, them getting married, their lifestyle, rich people in a way sometimes, but also celebrities were featured in that show. And this man was featured his wedding and how he became successful. But that's the thing. This man, the way he's so close with President Ramaphosa, to him, Ramaphosa means so much that he even wishes him a birthday. I know, you can think that, no, it's not that deep. It's just a citizen who loves the president. I'm not disputing that. I'm just trying to connect the dots that this man is very close with the president and later on in 2025 receive a tender of 64 million rands. Not just that, South Africans, this man also is very close with Mr. Ronald Lamola. They are cycling buddies. They cycle together. They do things together. They do some activities, extramural activities together like cycling. So that should concern you as a South African, that this man is doing something like that. Then let us look at this tender. So I'll just put the picture here, or a screenshot of what that tender required. And this is an international event, the G20. But we see this man who has never even organized even a national event, who's just a DJ in Pala Pala FM, who's an MC, and who's not just MCing events in the ANC only, but also in Ekurhuleni. He's been deployed there to be the MC, which means he's good at this MC thing, that he ended up being given a tender of 64 million. I'm not there. All I'm just saying is that look at this with a pinch of salt, South Africans. I know some of you think that it's not deep. Did you think that it was deep with Hangani Maumera? Probably you didn't think he was deep. You just thought that this is just a man who happened to be related to the ex-wife of President Ramaphosa. But we found out that it's that deep, that this man even formed a full syndicate of how he was looting hospitals in South Africa, getting the monies that are meant for the poor and looting, and even having a full syndicate that includes Vusumuziket Matlala. I'm inviting you, South Africans, to not take this light, to take it with that magnifying lens, to see the depth in these tenders that have been given to people that rub shoulders to Cyril Ramaphosa. I asked myself, what was the criteria of Ronald Lamola before he chose his friend and gave his friend the tender? Did the right process be followed? These are the companies that bid together with this company of MC Legacy Media. These are the companies that bid with him. My question is, when are they going to be transparent and showing us as to how did they get to the position of giving such people the tenders? Because some of us are concerned, asking ourselves questions as to, how did you get here, Mr. President? How did you get here, Ronald Lamola? What's the criteria? What did others have that is different from this one that you gave the tender? What type of specialities did this one have that makes them to stand out and get this tender? I want to put it to you that one of the excuses that they're going to make is that the triple BEE was at play. This is the problem about this. We were convinced. I was one of the people that said, don't believe them. We're convinced by Panyazo Sufi, who came and said, Nasispani, get rid of tender system. The very man who played a very vital role in the planning of G20 never said no to the tender system, never gave the youth the opportunity to go and work there. Do you know anyone in your circle that went and worked there in that G20 thing? I don't know anyone. But here we see a man like this, who is an MC, known MC, a man of politicians, getting a tender.
We are introducing the next phase of Nasispani. This round of Nasispani is completely different. This round of Nasispani goes to the heart of our problems. The second round of Nasispani, we've spoken to all our technical schools, we've spoken to all our TVET colleges, we've spoken to all our universities. When school closes, when university closes, when TVET colleges closes, Mfuna wonga malova, they must go to TVET colleges, they must go to universities. I will pay them to be taught there to paint. I will teach them. I will pay them to be trained to be bricklayers. I will pay for them to be painters. I will pay for them to be welders. And when they graduate, government will no longer go on a tender for a painter. Government will no longer go on a tender for a bricklayer. Government will never go on a tender for people to build RTP houses. Those that were finished training will go and build RTP houses.
I've always had a problem with this thing of Nasispani. Because I've always thought that Nasisipani is just a facade to give you hope as a person, as a black person, as a South African, to think that something is being done about the tender system. But they couldn't hold themselves. Here, G20 just happened, and they made sure that they give people, their people, tenders. So much money in just one, given to one person, who went probably and employed his friends to come and loot even further. Whom do you know who has went then benefited and worked during the G20 summit? Someone who's not even NC affiliated, just a mere person who has the experience and expertise. I think that for me, what concerns me is that this information is not in public for us as the people to see if whether the process of this allocation and awarding was transparent and that people actually deserved these tenders, or people just gave their friends and their cycling buddies and their favorite MCs these tenders so that they can enrich them and enrich them further. I don't know what you guys think about this information. Make of it whatever that you want. I was just trying to show you people are receiving tenders, people have received tenders with the G20, and we're still going to do our investigation going forward, and we're still going to expose the rot and how these tenders were given to people and whether they were given regularly or not. And I'm awaiting for Parliament to ask such questions and ask for accountability from Ronald Lamola so that they can tell us as to whether the process was transparent or not. Nonetheless, guys, please comment your thoughts. I will see you on my next upload. Bye.